What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rip City Rundown. Another Sweet 16 preview, and who would have thought this game was going to happen? Princeton, the 15 seed, has made the Sweet 16, and they will be taking on Creighton at 9 o'clock at the KFC Yum Center in Louisville, Kentucky. And this is a Friday night game, of course. So I actually had Creighton going to the Sweet 16. I actually had them going to the Elite Eight. So with the matchup against Princeton, this is looking pretty good. Creighton is a 10-point favorite. And I know the trendy pick is to pick Princeton because 15 seeds have obviously had success the last 2 years. But I think this is a pretty easy Creighton, and I'm even taking Creighton on the spread probably of -10. I say that because I do think St. Peter's is an outlier of 15 seeds or super high seeds like a 14, 15, 16, making it to the Elite Eight past the Sweet 16 because you have these extra 4 days to prepare. And now that teams actually see Princeton is good and have to take them seriously, you're going to need to really hone in and focus on the scouting reports, what you need to know. They're not a normal 15 seed now. They're taken seriously like they're a high seed. And I think Creighton's a really good basketball team and has Final Four written all over them. This Creighton team was a preseason top 10 team, if I'm not mistaken. They were at least a preseason top 25 team. Take down NC State game 1, 72-63, and then take down Baylor game 2, 85-76, and honestly controlled the whole game against Baylor. Never really thought Creighton was going to lose. And they've got great talent across the roster. You start with Ryan Nembhard. He had 30 points against Baylor in that win. You look at the transfer from South Dakota State, Baylor Shireman. He's been playing well this tournament. Despite only having 8 points in the most recent game, he's hit some big shots. He hit a big one against NC State down the stretch. Ryan Kalkbrenner, he's averaging 15 on the year. He had 10 points and 7 rebounds in that Baylor game and had a huge game against NC State in game 1. And overall, I just think this this Creighton team has a lot of talent, and I don't think they put it together this season until down the stretch, until what they're doing now. They're similar to kind of what Duke was doing coming into the tournament. Obviously, Duke ended up losing to Tennessee, but you get what I'm trying to say. Princeton, obviously, they take down Arizona. Arizona's so fraudulent. I don't know how Arizona doesn't win that game with 2 7-footers, but clearly Princeton is good enough to beat a team like Arizona, a team like Creighton. They take down Missouri, and honestly, a game they controlled as well. My issue with Princeton is it's really nothing to do with them because I think they've got good players. I think they are doing a fine job, and it's especially defensively that's what they're doing because it's not like they're necessarily shooting the lights out of the ball. I mean, they're shooting around 40% from the field from the tournament, and you look at these games, they're holding their opponents to under 65 points, which is key. Creighton scored more than 65 points in both games. But I think it really does come down to I think Shaheen Holloway was an outlier. He's clearly a great coach. I mean, look at him. He's on to Seton Hall now. And though he didn't have a ton of success first year at Seton Hall, I think he will down the stretch. Mitch Henderson is the coach for Princeton. He's made the tournament before with Princeton. Obviously, he's making a run now. I could be proven wrong by him completely, and he could come out with a great game plan. But there's nothing from him that makes me believe that he's some all-time coach. I think he's a great coach because clearly he's had success at Princeton, and he's making them go on a run here. But I think it's also I think Arizona was a weak 2 seed. I had them going on the Sweet 16. And then I think Creighton is just a super talented team, and then now that this 15 seed is clearly needs to be taken seriously, I mean, 1 game can be a fluke. 2 games, it's no longer a fluke. Creighton's going to take them seriously. Creighton's going to hopefully have a good game plan. I think they will. Greg McDermott, is he a good coach? I don't know. We'll find out in this one if he has a good game plan against Princeton. I think Creighton should win this game by double digits. I think they should cover the spread. And I think they should move on to the Elite Eight where they're going to face either Alabama or San Diego State. So give me Creighton in this one. I think Princeton's had a great run, but I think it comes to an end here.